What's up, guys? Welcome back to Said What I Said with Talin, the podcast where we stand by our words and get real with the people who are making moves. Today's guest is an author, journalist, and a reality TV alum and content creator with over 3.8 million followers on TikTok, who has been called the voice of Gen Z. She just dropped her latest book, Mindfire: Diary of an Anxious 20-something. She writes for OK Magazine, and she somehow does all this while living in New York. Hustle, which is so crazy. Everyone, please welcome my New York bestie, Carrie.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm so excited to have you. I got to catch you while you were visiting, which was awesome. So, okay, let's talk about you and I. How did we even meet? Let's talk about that. Because we were just kind of discussing that. I was like, wait, let's go back to that.
I think you hated me at first because I saw you at BeautyCon and I knew who you were from socials. I think I interviewed you for my fashion blog when I was younger.
Yes.
And I think I thought your name was like Talin.
Yeah.
So I went up to you and I said, "Oh my God, Talin!" And you looked at me. You gave me the dirtiest look and you said, "It's Talin."
Oh my gosh, people would butcher my name all the time in the industry, and for a while I didn't care, but then it got to a point where I was like, okay.
Yeah. So I ran away. I said, this girl definitely hates me. But then I think we started hanging out more during BeautyCon, and we had our mutual friend Bria who was there.
Oh my gosh,
and we took pictures.
Yeah.
And I think you started to like me a little bit more after I butchered your name. But I remember I would tell all my friends at home, like, shoot, I really like this girl. She's so sweet. I want to be her friend.
God.
But I butchered her name and I don't think she's going to like me.
Oh my God.
And here we are.
Okay, so would you say your impression of me was kind of bad? Would that be a first impression of me? Or what do you think?
My impression of you was that you just didn't like me. I thought your impression of me was bad. Do you remember that? Do you remember having a bad first impression of me because I messed up your name?
No, I don't think so. Yes, okay, yeah, people do butcher my name, I feel in the industry, but I don't think I take it personally like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. I don't like this girl.
Okay,
because you were very sweet and outgoing and very bubbly, and I really liked her personality, and I was like, I see us being really good friends for some reason. I had a feeling, you know what I mean?
I thought you were so cool, and I was a little bit intimidated because you were so stylish and you already knew so many people in LA. And I was just this little New Yorker. I think I was 16 at the time.
Oh my gosh, were we that young?
We were so young. I think I was 16, and I just
God.
remember you were so cool, and I butchered your name, and I was like, dang, this friendship is never gonna happen. But thankfully,
that's so crazy.
Thankfully, you forgave me.
I know, now we're besties.
Now we're besties.
Oh my gosh, every time we see each other, we just have the best time together. Yeah. And even when we're not together too, we just we're always calling each other on the phone, checking up with each other, and
catching up.
So thankful to have you as one of my core friends.
Me too.
Yeah,
and we've gotten closer over the years too, which I think
100%
is great. I feel in social media, when you have social media friends, you can just people drop you in 2 seconds and use you and abuse you.
Yeah, but things are transactional over here, as we know.
Exactly. It's a transactional friendship. Whereas with us, we get work done. We have our little podcast, but also there's so much other stuff we do. We go to Disney. We have our little cart karaoke.
Yeah.
We make sure that the foundation of our friendship is fundamentally who we are as people and talking about our personal lives, and then the work stuff comes second.
Absolutely. No, I love that about us, and I think that's so beautiful about our friendship. All right,
the best. And the podcast now. That's it.
That's it. We're done.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
All right, so let's go back for a second before the bookshelves and even the reality TV, because your story as a writer started way earlier than most people know. So you pitched your first book idea as a kid, and you co-authored a series with your mom. What lit that spark for you?
I mean, like you said, I was super young. I was 8 years old in second grade, learning about writing for the first time, and just fell in love with this idea of storytelling and the fact that even in fictional stories, you could infuse these real life themes that people care about. So at the time, I was a peer mediator in school. I helped people solve their their issues, and a lot of people were getting bullied. So I wanted to find a way to communicate these themes of bullying to kids in a fun, lighthearted way. And at the time, I loved cupcakes. So the Cupcake Club came about.
I was just about to ask you about that. You co-penned Peace, Love, and Cupcakes in 2012. And it became an award-winning off-Broadway show.
Yeah.
And you also co-wrote the script and starred in the show?
Yeah.
That's
I don't
so
act
crazy.
anymore, but that was the time.
That's so cool. What was that experience like?
I mean, it was crazy just as a young little girl seeing this thing I was so passionate about blow up. I never thought it was going to be that way.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it for the media attention. I was doing it because I really cared about this topic of anti-bullying, and I wanted to communicate that to people who were my age. And thankfully, like with the help of my mom, I was able to reach a book agent. She's a celebrity ghostwriter. She had the connections at the time. Yeah. So she was able to really kind of drive the way in that. Yeah. But it was great, and to see it flourish into a 12-book series and into an off-Broadway musical that I was able to be in was just really thrilling.
That's amazing. And what was that dynamic like with your mom, like working with her like at a young age? Like what was that like?
I mean, obviously it's a mother-daughter duo. We have our moments, and we bicker and we disagree. But it was really inspiring. I grew up watching her just type away at her computer. She would work until the wee hours of the morning on her books. Yeah. And I just got like really inspired by her. So how we would write the book is we would just sit side by side and we would come up with ideas together. I was 8, so my grammar was not perfect. So oftentimes I would just spit fire and say, I think this is what the main character would say here. And no, Mom, she wouldn't do that here. An 8-year-old girl would actually do this in this situation. Right. But my favorite thing to do was edit. So when we were done writing, she like printed out the finished product, and I would just take a red marker and I'd just like redline all her work and rewrite it.
Oh my God.
In kind of like not perfect grammar and 8-year-old lingo, and she would flourish it a little bit.
I love that.
I just wanted to make sure that I was communicating this theme of anti-bullying in a way that was really digestible for young people, because that was at the core of this book. It was a young 8-year-old's voice, not a 40-year-old mom.
Right. That's so awesome. And like, did your mom like kind of inspire you to like start writing too, or do you think that just kind of like came from within you? Like that's just something that you kind of like realized like, wait, this is what I want to do?
I think it was a combination of both. I think watching her write growing up was inspiring, but also learning about it in school and developing my own love for it. Yeah. And what I realized over the years is our passion for writing is so different. Like, yes, we both love writing, but the type of writing she loves is so different than mine. Now she loves being a playwright and doing Broadway stuff, and she's a celebrity ghostwriter, whereas with me, I love journalism and telling other people's stories and even memoir through my books. So we both have different lanes of writing that we explore, but we're able to always come back to each other for ideas and inspiration, which is really beautiful.
I think that's amazing, like to have like someone like, you know, in your family, I mean your mom let alone, like, and share that like dynamic and love and passion that you guys both have, I think is just like so special. I really love that. That's awesome. So you've been telling stories from the time you were little, and now you're doing a whole different stage, the fast-paced world of journalism.
Yes.
You are now reporting for OK Magazine, that's amazing. What kind of stories like energize you the most right now?
Oh, I mean, telling stories that matter, I think, is the goal. Yeah. I love when I get a story to break that's important and meaningful. First one that comes to mind is Madison Beer opened up about her depression like a few months ago. And as someone who struggles from mental health, that was really important for me. And I was excited to be able to tell her story. So even though I do love memoir writing and telling my own stories, I think being able to shed light on other people and what they're going through, especially celebrities, can help people. Sure. If we see people who are famous that are going through stuff, it makes us feel a little bit better, because we realize, hey, you can have fame, you can have money, you can have all of this, but not everyone is going to be okay 100% of the time.
No, exactly. Like, I think people forget, like, to realize, like, these celebrities are, like, humans, too, at the end of the day, just like us, like, everyday people, and, like, they're going through stuff as well. And I think when the outside world can like see that and hear their stories, and it helps them feel like more connected, like, oh wow, like, you know, like it doesn't make them feel as lonely, I guess, in the sense, right? Would you say? So how is like turning like a red carpet piece like different from like writing like a vulnerable book for you?
Very different. Obviously a vulnerable book is not the most fun at times because you're remembering all these emotions that were very deep and difficult to go through. Whereas a red carpet moment, obviously that's all fluff and fun. And
for sure,
I love kind of drawing on my style vocabulary and describing clothes, which you're a stylist. Honestly, I should call you more and ask for the vocabulary because mine is not as developed as yours. But I love it. I know the VMAs are coming up, so I'm excited. Although actually, JK, I'm going to be off from work because I'm going to Japan over the weekend.
Oh my gosh, I know, she's literally leaving to Tokyo in a few days.
Yes, so I will not be on the clock for the VMAs, but I will be tuning in because I want to see if Taylor Swift is there.
Oh my gosh, I feel like she has to be there.
Well, is she going to be at the Chiefs-Chargers game or is she going to be at the VMAs is the question.
She can make both.
She
can make both, for
it's
sure.
in 24 hours. You think she's going to actually go to Brazil from the VMAs? It's in Brazil,
so.
right?
Yeah, it's in Brazil.
Yeah.
I think that's a possibility. Taylor Swift surprises us every day. Like, she can do it all.
My money is on the game. If she doesn't go to the VMAs, I think she's going to the game. It is the first game. They're playing against the Chargers. She has friends in LA. Team. I know, your whole heart. I think she has friends in LA. Obviously, her fiance now is on the Chiefs.
Gosh, yeah.
I think she's going to the game. That's my prediction.
She's calling it. You're calling it.
Hopefully by the time this comes out, we'll know the answer.
We'll know the answer to that.
I'm predicting it now.
Yeah. So what's like one interviewing trick that you can give us? Because obviously you've done so many interviews like throughout your life.
Relate to the person you're talking to. I think it's easy for us because we've known each other forever and we're always talking. Yeah. But it's hard for a celebrity because they have their guards up a lot of the time. And sometimes if you're just an interviewer diving straight into the questions, they get a little bit intimidated and they might not open up as much. Yeah. But pretend you're their friend as much as possible. Ask them what they're doing today, where they're calling in from, and kind of gradually transition into the conversation. Mm-hmm. Like I interviewed the other day someone from, what's that show? It's not The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's the
Life
other
with
one.
the Walter Boys. I love that show.
It's like the, I don't want to say the Walmart version of The Summer I Turned Pretty, but like the other side of The Summer I Turned Pretty will be nice. Yeah. Anyway, I interviewed one of the guys from that show, and I didn't really know who he was. I haven't seen the show. Yeah. So I just started off by talking about New York because he had some tie to New York, and I spent half of the interview talking about just food in New York. Okay. And he offered to Venmo me money to like send me to a bakery in Harlem. Oh. But I don't know. Usually in these interviews, we only have like 10 minutes to talk to them. Yeah. Literally 7 minutes had gone by and I didn't ask one question about Walter Boys. No way. The PR pinged me and they're like, you have 3 minutes left. And I'm like, shoot, I gotta actually ask questions because I got so swept away in just being a real person and talking to a celebrity.
For sure.
So I think, yes, shorter answer is just be real, be relatable, because at the end of the day, celebrities are just people.
Yeah. Wait, that's so cool. Wait, do you remember which guy it was or like what character he was? I'm like so curious.
It was Ashby. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Ashby.
Such a sweetheart.
Not darker hair?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's one of the lead guys.
Yes, one of the Walter Boys.
Okay, freckles.
There's a blonde and there's a brunette. I think it was the brunette.
Yeah, the brunette. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't seen the show. I knew it was super popular. I was excited to talk. Yeah. So incredibly down to earth. Like I said, offered to Venmo me money on the spot and like send me to get a cookie. Like so nice.
That's so sweet. I really love that like whole interaction.
It was amazing.
That's so awesome. Alrighty. So like while you're obviously writing so many different headlines, like you've also lived inside one because you were on a reality TV show. So talk to me a little bit about that whole experience because reality TV is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understand that.
Yeah. I would definitely not recommend. It looks all fun and games on the show, but there's so much going on behind the scenes and you know, not everything that you see on the screen is real. There's people that are kind of pulling strings behind the scenes. And I just say, like, when you're watching it, just like don't believe everything you see, because the people behind the show can choose to include or not include whatever they want in order to kind of drive a particular narrative. And unfortunately for me, I was kind of on the shit end of the stick, and it was really hard for me mentally after the show to kind of face the backlash because of everything that was going on in the show, and I had to constantly defend myself to people. But I think looking back now, I kind of have a mature perspective on it, and I realized that a lot of the drama in the show was just me as an 18-year-old girl trying to get her voice heard. And looking back now as someone who's 22, I realized that in such a high intensity setting, maybe the best choice was to take a step back and take a breather and kind of let other people speak up and speak their piece, because I was just constantly like fighting to be heard. But I don't know, nothing but respect for like everyone on the show. Obviously I don't talk to any of them anymore, but I think I reached out to someone like maybe a year ago just to say hey, and like how funny was it that we were on that show, and yikes, like so much drama,
so much has happened.
And I think I apologized for like any drama with that person,
and any bad blood that you guys may have had. Probably
I think what happened was I was driving through the town in California where we filmed, and it made me think of it, and I was like, okay, let me just text this person and see if they're doing well, and they didn't even answer, which is like fine, but it was nice to kind of clear the air on my end. Like it brought me some closure.
Sure. It's like closure for you, and you're just like closing that chapter now and like moving on to the next.
Exactly.
You know?
But I don't know. It sucks that I made a choice to be on a reality show. Reality shows are very manufactured. Like I have to live with the consequences now. But you live and you learn.
I mean, like that's part of life, and like we have to like go through all those sometimes traumatic experiences to like help us grow and become like better people or the best versions of ourselves, you know? So like I don't think it's ever like, some people take it like, oh my gosh, like I should have never done it, but like do you ever like regret it, you think? Like no,
I don't think I can regret it. I think at the time I was so upset and angry and anxious that I wanted to regret it, but it made me so much more independent. I mean, coming out of that, I didn't take shit from anyone. Like at the time I was like, I think on the show I like ran in my room and cried and locked the door. Like now if someone tries to like come at me about something, I will face them and I will say my piece, and if they're not going to take it, I will like quietly leave, and that's it. So it just made me more stronger in like who I am as a person, but also like taught me when to step back and let other people talk, and even like apologize. Even if you don't think you did anything wrong, sometimes you just have to apologize to diffuse the situation and move on. That's definitely what that taught me.
I love that. I'm so proud of like the person you've become like after that, because like I feel like we were like probably in our like tender years of like friendship, like when all of that was happening, and like to like see you upset and hurt me so bad, but like you were so strong and resilient though, like throughout it all, and like you were surprising me too. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so proud of her for like overcoming it, and like you've become such you've always been like an independent, strong, like beautiful woman. So
thank you.
Just really proud.
I think
of
it was especially hard because I was also blowing up on social media at the time. So I was facing just the general hate of gaining fame and gaining a following. And then on top of that, there's this reality show where I was painted pretty bad, and I had to defend myself on many different fronts when I was just trying to live my life and, you know, be like an advocate and be an influencer and just wear so many hats. But I think I've really come out the other end as a stronger, more independent person who knows her sense of self and just I don't know, won't take bullshit from reality shows.
I
You
love
also
that.
get no privacy on those shows, which
I was gonna say
that was, I think, my biggest mistake. Like, if I wanted to call my therapist,
Mm-hmm.
my conversation probably would have been recorded.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I called my best
crazy.
friend in my room, or I think
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom crying, and I called my best friend
Yeah.
just because I needed to talk it out. I needed to talk out my anger because
Yeah.
I didn't want to like curse anyone out on the show or like do
Right.
anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me call my best friend and just get all my energy out. And then they would literally like record it, and
Wow.
it would just make me look so bad. But I'm like, I feel like every single person out there has a best friend they rant to. Meanwhile,
sure.
you're showing me like being
Yeah.
angry, and I feel like that's like normal. Everyone gets frustrated and needs to rant to a friend.
100%. If you don't, then I don't
Then
think
what are
you're
you
normal.
doing? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, happy it's in the past.
Yeah. No,
Cheers,
for sure.
cheers to that. I don't think
Cheers
we
to
can clink
that.
with waters. But
No.
cheers.
Alrighty.
Sipping tea.
Let's move away from the camera's reality show and let's
Yes.
talk about books and having your voice heard through the books that you've been writing.
Yeah.
So you released my real life rom-com in 2023.
Yeah.
And that became a Barnes & Noble bestseller within 24 hours of its pre-order launch and peaked #1 in Amazon's dating intimacy category.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Thank
How
you.
does that make you feel, like hearing all that, seeing all that when that came out?
That book has my whole heart.
Yeah.
Like, I love Mindfire, and we'll talk about Mindfire, but my real life rom-com was such a labor of love. It brought me so much peace in a lot of the dating experiences I went through, and during the pandemic, when I was struggling a lot in my mental health, writing about these stories and reliving them reminded me that there was still life to live, and that I had all these adventures in love, and life can be so exciting outside of these really dreary days during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And that habit of writing about my love continued as the pandemic went on in 2022, as life returned to normal. I had some funny experiences trying to date in a post-pandemic world.
Yeah.
And I just realized that it was so much greater than me trying to find closure with my past and make sense of dating experiences.
Yeah.
Because there was no book out there written by a teenager for teenagers about love, trying to help guide them through dating as someone in Gen Z. So I wanted to fill that gap. I wanted to create a Gen Z Sex in the City.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this resonated so much with people, because they read my emotions, they read the stories, but it's not selfish because these emotions are universal, and they're reading my words and they're able to relate to it and hopefully feel a little less alone in their breakups or falling in love for the first time and feel more comfortable.
Yeah. What role do you think, like, in the dating advice, like, needed to be, like, retired the most, probably from, like, Gen Z?
Like, what Gen Z habit should be retired the most?
Yeah, like, in the dating world, at least. What do you think?
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Okay. I would say, and I'm saying this with caution because you're in a long distance relationship. Don't keep the relationship only online or on the phones.
Yeah.
You see your boyfriend in person. It's different.
Yeah.
I would literally FaceTime someone for like 8 months straight and not meet up with them in person. You don't get a good sense of who someone is until you meet them in person. You get an idea.
Yeah.
But until you meet that person IRL, you have no idea what they can be like.
That's so true.
So I would say, like, meet them in person as soon as possible. This applies if you're on a dating app. I did not waste time. Like, I would talk to someone max like 2 weeks, and then if they just wanted to keep texting or Snapchatting, maybe that's the habit we want to retire.
Snapchatting one, I think it needs to go too, because I am a strong, firm believer with that one.
That goes hand in hand. Just take it off the phone, put it in person.
Exactly.
We're real people. There's nothing like having an interaction in person. So I would say take it off the phone, and in the process, just get off of Snapchat for dating, at least.
No, I think that's great. I would agree with that one for sure. What's like one boundary you think you've learned the hard way with like relationships?
We were actually just talking about this in the car, realizing that just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean your privacy is sacrificed. Like, you don't have to tell your partner every single thing about you.
Yeah.
And I think that's really freeing, because for so long in my current relationship, I felt like I had to tell my boyfriend everything about me. If he didn't know every detail of my past, I felt like I was lying or I was being dishonest.
Yeah.
But you as a human being are entitled to privacy. If there are things in your past that are independent to you that aren't make or break for your relationship, you have a right to keep that privacy. So I would say in relationships, you have a right to your privacy, and that's an important boundary that you should set. You don't have to become codependent on someone and spill your guts. You can keep something secretive, and it doesn't mean that you're dishonest.
For sure. I think that I agree with that like 100%. Like we were having that conversation. I think it's like healthy for
It's
the
very
relationship too, you know, because I feel like sometimes going back and forth talking about past, bringing up things like that could just kind of like almost start or arouse like more conflicts in the relationship that you probably don't need and could avoid, you know?
Yeah. 100%.
So as you shifted gears from dating in your stories, and then you came more into more confidence with like personal reflection, you released Mind Fire, a Diary of an Anxious 20-something earlier this year. I actually have the book right here. I had to, of course, order it.
Look gorgeous you look. Hold that up. Smile. Gorge. Yes.
Wow, she's gorgeous. I love this cover.
Thank you.
This is everything.
Hardly
you look
any makeup.
amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I had like a makeup artist come, and I am a sucker for fake eyelashes.
Yeah.
And she put it on me, and the photographer said no.
They were like, no.
They said, this is a vulnerable book. Just do me a favor, humor me, take the eyelashes off, take a photo, tell me what you look. I took the photo, and I was like, oh, okay. All I had on was like a swipe of mascara, like concealer, lip gloss.
I love
it. That was it. So different for me.
It's literally perfect.
Thank you.
I love it. You look gorgeous.
I love the typeface too, like the Mind Fire.
Yeah.
With the fire in the background. We went through so many fonts.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh my God.
I feel like I asked your advice at one point about fonts.
I feel like you did.
I was asking so many people about fonts. I mean, the cover was pretty much from the get-go. Like at the photo shoot, I saw the photo on the camera, and I was like, that's the cover. That's
it. Yeah.
But the type, it took so many tries.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm thrilled with how it turned out.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Give us like a tweet length version of Mind Fire.
Oh my God, a tweet length version?
Yeah.
Haven't heard Twitter in a while. How long is a Twitter caption? Like 200 words?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, that's long enough for me. Okay. Of what it's about?
Yeah.
I think it's a mental health roadmap for anyone struggling with anxiety, OCD, and looking for guidance and looking to feel less alone.
I love that. That's perfect.
Was that okay?
That was amazing. That was perfect.
Okay.
Under the tweet link.
Made it.
So why this book now?
So I was never planning on writing a book about my mental health.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was struggling with my mental health during the pandemic, and I was writing rom-com at the time to cope. But on the side, I was writing these diary entries about my anxiety and my OCD because it was just what my therapist recommended. I'm a writer. I write to get my feelings out and almost as a form of therapy.
Yeah.
So I had all these diaries put aside. One day, I think it was 2023, I was in college classroom and I had a panic attack, and I was just like hyperventilating. I left the classroom. I called my therapist. She didn't answer. She texted me that I needed to sign up and pay for a session. Meanwhile, this was an SOS moment, and I needed her for like 2 minutes, and she wasn't there. Called my mom. She tried to relate with her own stories and problem solve as a mom does, but it wasn't relatable and it didn't resonate.
Yeah.
Didn't want to call my boyfriend because I didn't want to burden him. and my best friend next to me in the classroom just was like busy with her work, so I didn't want to bother her. Yeah. So there I was, all alone. It felt like tunnel vision, like nothing was around me. It was just me and myself and my anxiety.
Yeah.
And all I could think about was, why doesn't anyone understand? I want to make someone understand. Mm-hmm. So I went back to my computer and I started looking through those diary entries. I had them on Google.
Yeah.
And just for fun, I copied and pasted them. I put them all in one document, and it was 50 pages. And I kind of thought to myself, okay, so we can do this. This 50 pages, I graduate in May. Yeah, this was like the fall of 2023, I think. I graduate in May.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a whole summer. Mm-hmm. I can do this. I can write this book.
Yeah.
So I came home that night. I wrote about the panic attack, and I realized that, yes, it was hard recounting so many like deep moments.
Yeah.
But I almost felt like for the first time in like 5 years, like since the pandemic, I had found purpose again. Mm-hmm. And that was to help people with their mental health. There's nobody out there talking about OCD in the way that I do in this book.
Yeah.
Especially nobody who is in their 20s.
Right.
You see doctors, you see like physicians. There are no real people out there sharing their stories like I am in this book. So that's what brings me here.
That's incredible. I'm sure writing this, though, and probably looking back, it was probably so much, like so many emotions and feelings, you know, like retouching those things again. So what chapter was the hardest to live through and the hardest to write for you?
It's a toss-up.
Yeah.
Actually, the most vulnerable moment was my first panic attack in 2020 and how that catapulted me into everything, my whole anxiety journey.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, I had recounted that story so many times to my parents, my friends, everyone at that point. Yeah. Writing it was almost like reading and like rehearsing lines almost. Like I used to act. It felt like I was like reciting lines from memory again. So that was okay. I would say either the chapter, so a little background, each chapter in the book is dedicated to a different emotion you experience when you're going through anxiety. Yeah. So it could be restlessness, frustration, loneliness, heartbreak, grief. Yeah. So I'd say the hardest ones were heartbreak and grief. Mm-hmm. Grief because I wrote about losing my grandma, and when I did, the wound was very fresh. It was literally that year. So that was very specific to like what was going on in my life at that moment, and for that reason it was hard to put on paper. Mm-hmm. But that's probably like one of my favorite chapters too, just the way it came out. And then the one about heartbreak and losing my virginity, just because I was scared of how my boyfriend was going to react, and I'd closed the book on the dating and I didn't want to like go about that anymore. Yeah. But I thought it was also important and real because there is so much anxiety surrounding losing your virginity, and my experience was pretty awful, and I just wanted to kind of help people who are my age, because this book is meant for people who are my age going through anxiety, and losing your virginity, going through heartbreak is a real thing. Yeah. So that was like almost awkward for me to write and to show my boyfriend and all that. Right. So yeah, probably those two. But again, like one of my favorites, how it turned out, because I read it and I'm like, wow, like if I read this right after it happened to me, like this would have brought me a lot more peace.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, okay, if your 18-year-old self could read Mind Fire, like what do you think you would want her to really hear from it?
Everything's going to be okay. I think that's the last line of the book. And
oh my gosh.
That's actually something my boyfriend taught me. I would have terrible panic attacks in front of him, especially in early stages of our relationship. Yeah. And all he would tell me is everything's going to be okay, everything's going to be okay. And I didn't believe him, but I think the more time passes and the more you live your life and realize that the lows only lead to these crazy, amazing highs, you realize everything is going to be okay. So I think 18-year-old me probably wouldn't have believed me, but she needed to hear it from me. Like, nobody else could have told her.
100%. I love that. That's awesome. Alrighty, so obviously you live in the city that never sleeps.
Yeah, and that you never visit, no matter how many times I tell you.
Oh my gosh, no, let's not get into this right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna talk about what New York means to you. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there for sure. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
I think every time we hang out, I mention something in New York that's fun or exciting, and I tell you, oh my gosh, like, imagine we could do that together. That'll be so fun. And you're like, yeah, for sure. And then a few months will go by, we won't see each other, and then we'll come back together, and I'll be like, oh, this thing is happening in New York. You should come. But you never come to New York.
Hey, in all fairness, I was gonna come for Fashion Week, but you're gone to Tokyo, so.
I know, but I'm seeing you here, so it's okay.
There we go. We made
Didn't
up for it.
Didn't you come like a few months ago when I had COVID?
Yes,
I was sick.
I was in New York for 24 hours for work.
And she did reach out. I will give you credit, but I was sick, and I didn't want to make you sick. So we just have bad luck in New York. I think LA has to be our place. I just gotta move here.
I mean, NYC could also just be like a fuel and like burnout like kind of place for sure. So like, how do you protect your energy like while you're there?
Fitness. Which I know is so important to you too.
Oh my gosh. We need to talk about your marathon running because she is so athletic, you guys, and like I wish I could run like her.
No, you're athletic too though. Like,
in a different way. Like I can't run and like talk about these marathons that you do in New York.
It was literally to help with my anxiety. I started running during the pandemic. There was this road on Long Island. It was a very long road. And the more I ran, the less like my intrusive thoughts would be like swarming, less loud they would be. Yeah. So I would just stay out of the house as much as possible so I could be alone and just running and listening to music. Yeah. One day I ran like 7 miles and I felt inspired to sign up for a half marathon. Oh my gosh. This is literally SparkNotes version. Signed up for the half marathon. Broke both my shins. Do you remember that when I was in a boot? Yeah. I remember. It was great. And then after I broke both my shins, I wanted to run a marathon because I said I want to let's change the script here. Let's flip the script and actually show how to do this. Ran a marathon in 2022 for the first time. I finished. Yeah. So I don't want to say it was great. I finished. It took a long time. I threw up. I fainted.
Oh my gosh.
So I wasn't done. I said, we're going to have some redemption now. I'm going to do it again. I ran a marathon last November, so 2024. I ran it 15 pounds lighter. So that was a huge help in time. Yeah. And it was just a much better experience. It was euphoric almost. I had true friends cheering for me on the sidelines. That's awesome. It was fantastic. But to this day, that's really what keeps me centered, I think, in New York. Just exploring the city and having the ability to run outside at my leisure whenever I want.
Okay, so are you currently training for any upcoming marathons?
Not marathons, but have you heard of High Rocks?
Yeah, I have.
So I'm doing High Rocks with my boyfriend in December.
Oh my God,
we signed up yesterday.
No way.
In California. So you're coming.
Oh my gosh, I need to be there on the sign with a board. Like I want to.
I'm so excited because I'm the cardio of the relationship, and he's great cardio too. But he's like really strong. Like he does martial arts, as you know. So he's gonna carry the load literally in the weightlifting exercises and the running. I'm gonna be like pushing him along. I'm gonna be like killing it on the rower.
Oh my gosh,
I'm so excited. We're gonna be a power team, like with the two of us pushing each other. It's gonna be unreal.
You guys are awesome. I feel like you guys both like push and motivate each other just through everything, not even through fitness, but like through work life as well. And like I love that you guys' dynamic.
Thank you. He's the bestest.
Alrighty, so let's go into what is next for you. Like, what do you have upcoming? What's like projects or anything you can like talk about? You know,
what's next? Well, in the immediate future, I go to Japan this weekend. And filming some social collabs there. Fun. Which is crazy because I don't understand how I have a job that allows me to collaborate with people in a different continent. Like, that's unreal.
That's crazy.
So,
oh my gosh,
that'll be amazing. That's in the immediate future. Literally all I'm thinking about is Japan because I'm just so excited for the sushi. I'm actually eating sushi tonight. Such a bad idea. I'm gonna
preparing for the sushi in Tokyo.
Well, I hear you're supposed to not eat a lot of sushi before Tokyo to like to keep your mercury levels like level.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
But I don't know. I love sushi too much.
You're like, I can't help it.
I'm like, in LA, I have to try my favorite sushi place.
Yeah, no,
anyway,
for sure.
So Japan, High Rocks in December. I'm still writing. I work a 9-to-5 full-time job.
Yeah.
So that's obviously taking up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
And then in terms of books, nothing right now that I really want to like sit down and write. I do have an idea, and I keep it at the back of my mind for a book.
Okay.
But I don't have the time right now. Like, God forbid if there's like another pandemic, like maybe, or if I'm in between jobs.
Yeah.
But it's not pressing. And the third thing that's potentially down the pipeline is we're shopping my real life rom-com for TV in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh.
Which is easier said than done. Like,
no, for sure.
The amount of meetings I've taken that have gone nowhere, I'm very discouraged. And right now I don't think it's happening. But that's something that's like a pipe dream. You never know.
You could literally go to Tokyo and you can get an insane phone call while you're there. Be like,
I don't know about that, but
hey, never say never.
I need to be living in LA, I feel like, and go on meetings here because over Zoom it's just not the same. Like we said at the beginning of this episode, like you need that you need the in-person connection. Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't work on Zoom. I haven't been able to really move the needle. But I do have like a pitch deck and characters and everything. So I have ideas.
Do I get to star in it?
Oh my god, of course. Although you might be a little old for it because like I want to star in it, but like I can't. You know, our mutual friend Jillian was like asking me to star in it, and I'm like I can't. Like it has to be a younger person. Yeah. Because I see it as high school, like someone who's 16, 17, almost like a Disney Hulu kind of vibe, although Hulu is older. I don't know. You know what? Maybe we should all star in it.
Yeah,
I could play me. You could play the best friend. Jillian could play the other best friend. But yeah, that's definitely a pipe dream. That would be really exciting.
That's awesome. Wait, that's so exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so going back to Mindfire, what's like a message from a reader that made you like, or maybe like surprised you the most that you got from the book?
It wasn't actually a message. I was in person giving an interview, a live interview. Okay. And a mom went up to me after it and she said, "Your experience mirrors my child exactly. I have never felt so seen." Mm-hmm. And she was scared her child was experiencing these really intense symptoms of OCD that are often taboo. And to hear someone else who is successful, has a career for herself, who goes through it, really just made her feel seen and heard, and just to see like her getting emotional and the impact of that was really special. Yeah. But in terms of messages, I mean, I've gotten lots of emails from people just thanking me, especially from like the OCD community, and explaining how there really is nothing that represents them more than this book. Yeah. Which is amazing to hear, because I literally wrote this to help those people. Like my idea was if I could reach one person and make them feel seen as I wish I did when I was in the depths of my OCD struggles, then my job is done. Then this book is a success. It's not really about the numbers or the sales for me. Yeah. I didn't accept an advance for this book. Like I didn't get money for writing this book. It was purely philanthropic for me. Like I just wanted to touch people and help them be able to relate to someone.
Yeah, I think that's so beautiful. And like you like saying that, like, because I feel like some people are not super honest with that about that. They're like, oh no, I did it for the money and blah blah blah. But like you like saying that, and like you actually wanting to touch and like connect people and help people like who are going through this, I think that just makes the audience members feel just so much more closer and like connected to you in a way. Yeah. Did you do anything like partner with any organizations or anything like when you wrote this book and came out with it? Yeah.
So I reached out to Howie Mandel from America's Got Talent.
Oh my gosh.
Because I know he's super outspoken about his OCD. Yeah. I slid into his DMs on a whim, did not think he was going to respond, and he literally answered. He said, "Let's get on the phone, see what we can do together." So he gave me a quote for the back jacket of the book. That was step one. And he's also an investor and a partner in this organization called and OCD, which is giving resources to people who have OCD and providing specialized treatment, which I think is really important.
Yeah.
Especially like someone like me, I've gone through my fair share of therapists who don't really understand OCD, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to see someone who really got it and made me feel less alone. So that's, I think, what NOCD is doing for so many people out there, regardless of what the content of their intrusive thoughts are, the type of OCD they have. They have answers for everyone. So I was able to partner with them, make some really nice videos on social media. I actually included like real footage of me having a panic attack in one of the videos, which I thought was important for people to see. And then on the more positive side, they sponsored my book party, so we were able to celebrate the advancements in OCD and their platform and my book. So that was a dream partnership for this book that really hit close to home. I could have done a meditation app or anything like that.
Different things,
but this book really teaches people about OCD in a way that has not been taught before, so it only made sense to partner with an OCD specific organization.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's so cool. I didn't even know that. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I posted, the partnership was really authentic. So it wasn't like me posting, like, here I am, sponsored by NOCD. So that's probably why you didn't know about it. It was literally just me posting my organic content and spreading awareness about mental health in a way that was vulnerable and authentic, while also in the caption saying, hey, if you relate to this, if you want to read more, this is what NOCD is doing. So I did a few videos for them, and then they had a little banner at my book party in New York, which you didn't come to because you never come to New York. But it's okay. But
I was there in moral support.
I know.
At
you
home
bought
in
the
spirit.
book, which is
I got the
most
book.
important.
You know, I need you to sign this still.
Oh, I'd love to sign it.
You have to sign this book for me. It's going to mean so much.
But I feel so weird signing, like, my mental health book. Like, I don't know what to write to people. Obviously, I'll sign it. But with rom-com, it was cute. It was fun. It was light. Yeah. What am I supposed to say here? Like, maybe just stay strong. Like, I just feel
just
weird.
Like, put, like, maybe, like, little reminders, you know, like, if people are going through, like, some sort of tough time, they can, like, kind of open it and look at it and be like, oh, like,
wait,
you know?
I like that. Okay, that's fair. I always feel weird. You know, this was something that I considered when I was writing my book. I felt like a lot of people, if I'm being totally honest, were going to look at me as some sort of fraud because I'm not a doctor or a psychiatrist or an expert on OCD. I'm just a girl, a 22-year-old girl. Yeah. So I almost felt like imposter syndrome coming into this space and writing a book about OCD, and worried that people would look at me and go, who is this, like, influencer that just was writing about mental health? What does she know? Yeah. And that was really, like, bugging me for most of the book. And then I admit it in one of the last chapters. I say, yeah, like, you're right, I'm not an expert, but I am an expert on my own life, and I'm an expert on what I'm going through. And what I'm going through is what a lot of other people are going through. 100%. And sometimes all you need is to hear a real girl and her experiences to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, and I think for the community too, to like to feel that and like have it come from you rather than just some random doctor who has, like, you know, their degree in that, like, it means so much more, and it relates, I think, more to them than just some, like, random factual, like, information, you know?
It goes back to this idea of being a storyteller. I love telling stories. People love reading stories. Yeah. So that's why this is memoir-based. But also, throughout the book, I have sprinkled in self-help boxes. I quote different therapists in what I call, like, the self-care corner. So I have therapists provide definitions of real-life mental health terms. What is OCD? What is anxiety? What's the difference between anxiety and depression? All these questions that I kind of know the answer to, and I can give my own answer, but I wanted people to hear it straight from the source and get a clinical definition.
For sure.
And then supplement that with my story and how anxiety, depression, etc. manifests in my own life.
That's amazing. All right, before we wrap things up, we're going to do my favorite part, the quick fire, say it with your chest round. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a bunch of lightning round little things.
I'm not going to be good at this. I lose my thoughts, like, all the time. But okay, I'll focus.
Okay. Best bagel in New York.
Apollo.
Apollo, okay. A red flag text.
See, I told you I'm not good at rapid fire. I have a good boyfriend, guys. I don't get red flag texts.
Wait, for someone else, like if
not
they
texting.
Okay, yeah.
Like too long of a silence when you're getting to know
like
someone.
a gap in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or on the flip side, like over texting.
Okay.
So yeah, just like strange text frequencies, I would say.
What's a green flag habit?
Just checking in on someone's emotional well-being.
Write a rom-com title for the last 24 hours of your life.
The Road to Tokyo.
The Road to Tokyo.
I don't know. All I can think about is Tokyo. The past 24 hours.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is like coming up, like literally in like less than 24 hours. So
I guess just like I was gonna say like the hype up for Tokyo, but that's not a rom-com title. My real life Tokyo prep. Okay. I don't know. The creative juices are gone. All I can think about is sushi right now.
I love that. What's your said what I said motto for 2025?
Just do you. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks.
I love that. Plain and simple. Truth right there. Alrighty. Like Carrie, thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate having you on today. And to everyone listening, make sure you guys go ahead and check out her latest work. You guys need to get her latest book, Mindfire. Check it out. Where is this available on?
It's on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Walmart, Target, anywhere you get a book.
Awesome. And don't forget to follow Carrie on all of her socials at Carrie Berk, right?
Yep, with an extra K.
With an extra K. And stay tuned with all of her up-and-coming projects, travels, and hopefully another book down the line.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. And this has been Said What I Said with Talin. See you guys next time. Bye.